I want to talk to you about a new boron nitride spray that Techniglass has brought out. It's called More for mold release. Now, other boron nitride sprays had flammable contents. So that meant you couldn't send them by mail and you couldn't take them when you fly. Now, More has non-flammable material, so it can be sent by mail, and when you fly, you can take it in your check-in luggage. Now, some artisans have reported failure with glass sticking to the molds when they use More. Now, it's worked perfectly for me, so I'm going to show you what I've been doing that makes it work. I use a three-step process. One, stand the can upside down. Just set it upside down. Leave it for 30 minutes. Number two, shake it really vigorously for at least 1 minute. 3 minutes would be even better. Number three, apply 3 coats and let it dry for 5 minutes between each coat. Some kind of molds release glass more easily than others. I've selected some I think are most likely to be a problem with mold release. The question is, why did it work for me and why not for others? Well, with flammable dispersal liquids, boron nitride is held in suspension. So those little particles of boron nitride float around and they stay floating in the liquid. Now, with the non-flammable liquid that's used by More, those little particles of boron nitride will separate. They'll sink down to the bottom. And that's why it's so important to mix them back up again. Hold it upside down, shake the devil out of it, and it's going to work fine for you, just the way it works for me. I specifically selected molds that I think are likely to be a problem with the glass releasing after a casting. This is a wolf head. I picked it because it has a lot of detail from the fur and the facial features, which is likely to cause the glass to stick. I selected this one. This is a horse inside a horseshoe. It has a lot of detail from the bridle details and such as that, but more importantly because it has these 2 sections that will come entirely through the casting. Those, more than anything else, are likely to cause problems with the glass not coming out of the mold. I also selected an anchor. This mold has relatively steep sides, and as a result, often will cause the glass to stick inside the mold. So we're going to fill these full of glass, and I'm going to fire them in a kiln and see how they come out. Start by shaking the can really well. Shake it well. I'll start with a wolf mold. Spray the mold, rotating it to be sure I coat all parts of the mold. Do the same with the horse mold. Again, rotating to be sure all mold surfaces are coated. Again, the same with the anchor mold. Now, fill the molds. I'll pour some scraps of stone-colored glass into the wolf head mold. This one is done, ready for the kiln. I'll use some clear glass for the horse mold. Fill it well, being careful to not have any glass sitting over the parts that are to be left as holes through the mold. Fill the anchor mold the same way. Here's the 3 molds, fully filled, ready to fire in the kiln. Here we are, out of the kiln. There's the wolf head, falls out nicely. There's the horse head with the clear, and there's the anchor with the blue. They look good. And just in the event anybody thinks that this was just a happen chance one-off, I repeated it. So those molds have been fired twice. And if you don't like that, here's some other ones. There's a black horse head. Oops, and a yellow ribbon. And why not a pink pig.